we're still going back to what can you do? Like if my poor dad, when he lost his pension because he ran for lieutenant governor as a Republican, he didn't know what to do. At 50 years old, he found out his PhD didn't help him at all. At 50, there was nothing on his he didn't know what a financial statement was.
The only way you get out of the rat race via a thing called a financial statement. You have to have a financial statement. Your financial statement is what your banker wants to see. So when I go talk, I just borrowed $31 million a couple of weeks ago for a piece of property in Austin, Texas. If I didn't have a strong financial statement, I couldn't borrow $31 million. And so what's happening today is the poor middle class who went to school, they got their jobs and all this stuff, they're being wiped out, while the rich are getting richer because everything the Fed prints stays in the asset class, not the business class. The Fed and the Treasury have only invested in the investor class. They haven't invested in the working class. And the working class is without jobs, without pay, without this. Their 401ks are going to get toasted. So they pump all this money in, prices go up. So it is transitory inflation. But the problem is we're stacked with this massive debt and bump up the stock market and real estate market. The money has not gone into the economy. That's the sad part. So the rich get richer, but the poor and middle class are getting poorer. I'd say it's desperate people doing desperate things. And the separation between the stock market and the economy has never been worse. I'm just disturbed because the money is staying only in the investor market. Every time the Fed does something, the Treasury does something, only guys like me get richer. But the money is not going into the real economy. They're not investing. They haven't invested for years in plant and equipment. So we have massive, massive unemployment and underemployment. So we're screwing our own people by not reinvesting in plants and equipment for jobs. The Fed and the Treasury are destroying our country.
So today you have my generation, the boomers, they're hanging on by a thread due to historical events coming in. So now the stock market is at an all-time high. It's nuts. And the reason it's all-time high is because our CEOs are borrowing money from the Treasury to repurchase their own stocks. So we don't have a real economy. We don't have a real stock market. And the U.S., the Fed is greatly in debt. The U.S. is greatly in debt.
I was on CNN calling the crash of 2008. I said, Lehman's going down. You can check it out. I said to Wolf Blitzer, Lehman's going down. He got kind of flustered because they're not allowed to say something. They don't want what we know out there. So that's why fake is fake money, fake teachers, fake asset. And the asset part, you know where that comes from. The City of London, Wall Street, the derivatives markets, LTCM, long-term capital management records.
My concern is the market is going to come down. Stock market, bond market, real estate market. And my generation is not prepared for it.
I'm a pure capitalist. When markets crash, it's the best time to get rich. So I'm getting very excited about a crash coming because the better stocks will come available. Unfortunately, there will be massive social unrest. That's what I'm more concerned about.
What do you recommend people do? Because people are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now. And we're going to be the biggest depression in world history because the Fed can't not keep printing money and hope it stays afloat because the shadow banking system, or called the euro dollar system, is 1,000 times bigger than the Fed. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. It's a big, big market because they're into everything. They're into all the buildings and REITs and bonds and all this stuff. Pensions are everywhere.
It's about fake money. So that was 1971. Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. What else Nixon did in 74, he opened the door to China. And today all the jobs left America. Another thing that Nixon did, he created the 401k, fake pension. So in the 1970s, that's when the world was changing. So fake money. So it's fake money, fake teachers, and fake assets.
If you have friends or family members who are stupid enough to be counting on their pension. The reason I'm so hot on this is my old man, poor dad, lost his pension. And he didn't know he was poor until he lost his pension. I think it's the biggest pension fund in America is going broke. Now, that means firefighters, school teachers, public servants, they're all toast. They're all like my poor dad. They're going to find out the government screwed them. Just like I had friends who flew for United Airlines. They don't have a pension anymore. Somebody stole their pension.
Look at this chart here. This is Social Security. It goes bust now. Medicare is bust. One of the saddest things about America today is not only are we the biggest debtor nation in the world, but only 20% of our budget went to entitlement. Today in America, it's 70%.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race, you're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Marco Stan, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I intend, how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Marco Stan.